Hi. The lights are on because nothing pisses me off more than the lighting in my room. Hi. How are you doing? I'm doing as good as ever. Actually, my mood's been a little down in the past few days, but today I'm feeling great because tomorrow will be a grand day. I'm going to Waffle House with my friends, and then I'm going to watch Hot Fuzz for the second time, which is actually what I'm about to talk about right now. Hot Fuzz. Yay! I've been waiting to watch this movie for over a year now. If you haven't seen my Shaun of the Dead video, which was one of my first videos actually, because I watched that movie and I fell in love with Simon Pegg. But also Shaun of the Dead. That movie is hilarious. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. It's a great movie. It's got a lot of fun jokes. It's poking fun at zombie movies and how stupid sometimes they can be. And Shaun of the Dead just captures that stupid horror movie essence pretty well. Shaun of the Dead is the first movie in a trilogy where Simon Pegg plays the main character in every single movie. It's called the Cornetto trilogy, but it's not really a trilogy in what you would think it is. It's not your regular trilogy because Shaun of the Dead is about this guy Shaun Riley, and his best friend Ed, who they live in the same apartment. Shaun just broke up with his girlfriend Liz, and then a Z-word apocalypse breaks out. I can't be saying the Z word, you know, we don't say that around here. So that's what the first movie is about, basically. You'd think that the second movie is something about, you know, the aftermath of the zombie apocalypse and how the world goes after that, since, you know, it's the sequel. But no, it's completely different. It's about a cop who is moved from London to the small town. I forget what it's called, it escapes me, but he has a completely different name. His name is Nicholas Angel, and I call him my angel because he is not Shaun Riley. There are no zombies. There's a little bit of blood, just like in Shaun of the Dead. Not a lot of blood on the blood meter. It's like a bottle of ketchup level blood. There are some gory moments, like slightly gory. By gory, I mean like the worst thing that happens is probably when this like pyramid, like stone thing falls off of an old building right onto a person's head, and it like pierces them through the head. I mean, like their head is just gone. It's so big they just have a pyramid poking out of their noggin. I mean, at least where it used to be. So that was kind of a shocking moment. I had to rewind it and watch it twice. And I was watching with my friends. It was actually, it was the day that I dyed my hair. And it's already fading. I'm gonna miss it. I was dyeing my hair on a Sunday, and I don't know how to do it myself. So I asked a few friends to come and help me, and I had 3 friends come over, and we all watched Hot Fuzz together. It was wonderful. I had a laugh. It is also a funny movie, just like Shaun of the Dead, and we had a laugh. We had a chuckle, a giggle perhaps, and of course all the time I was just sitting there hard-eyed, staring at Nicholas Angel because I don't know if you can tell, but I have an obsession with Simon Pegg. There's also these posters in the back, which are Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and then the third movie, The World's End, which I have not watched yet, but I am going to very, very soon. But let's talk about the actual movie a little bit more first. So the plot goes like this. Nicholas Angel, he was a cop in London, and he was just so cool. He was too cool for London, and so his department, they kind of got jealous of him, and they sent him to this little small town. And it's kind of like the trope where some kind of snarky professional goes to a small town, and he hates that town, and it's like he hates everything about his life there. But eventually something happens, he goes through something, and he decides to stay there. That's pretty much what happens in that movie. That's the trope that they go with. And I love how it's presented in this movie. I love that trope. It's one of my favorites. It's I feel like it's a little overused, but it's also pretty funny and entertaining. So Nicholas Angel is sent to this little town which has a very low criminal record. That's not the phrasing that you use for that. High score, criminal high score. Criminal history. It has a low crime rate. Crime rate, that's what the word is. My goodness. And I said I want to be a lawyer, and I can't even remember crime rate. Anyway, he is sent to this little town, and the police department, they don't do anything. All they do is eat cake and ice cream and sit around, and there's some fun characters that are pretty well developed, even though they're not that important. They're still quite bright characters. One guy in the police department, he's like this. He has a very thick accent. I'm not sure which accent it is. It's a British one, a UK one, but don't know which area he is from. And it's a funny gag because only the other guy the guy that Nick Frost plays, Danny Butterman, is that what it's called? Is that what his name is? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure his last name is Butterman. He's a Butterman. Yeah, that's his last name. I'll just call him Butterman now. Danny Butterman. Danny boy. Butter boy. So yeah, that's a pretty funny thing where Butterman is I feel weird calling him that, but also I feel weird calling him Danny because I know a Danny. I'll call him man. What am I supposed to call him? I'll call him Danny, that's fine. So Danny, he's the only one who can understand people with these weird accents. And another scene, there's a lot of, it goes through a lot of scenes where Nicholas Angel, he's trying to fight crime, and he puts these kids in jail for underage drinking. That was pretty funny in the very beginning. And there's another part where Angel and Butterman, they go to this guy who has a very thick accent again, and Danny's like translating for Angel, and that's a funny bit. And then they ask him if he has more weapons, like he has a gun, and they're asking him, where'd you get this gun? Do you have a gun license? And so he shows them to the shed. Ed in the shed. Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Shed? Is that a reference? They go to the shed where this guy shows them a ton of weapons that he has, probably illegally. And he has a presumably live, actually I don't know that it was, but he has one of those underwater bombs, and he just has it above water. Don't know why he took it out of the water. I don't know if those kind of bombs can survive out of the water for long. That was kind of a tangent. I just liked that scene. It was entertaining with the underwater bomb. It was pretty fun. I don't know if you can tell, but I am kind of tired. It's okay. I'm having fun. So I will probably say a lot of spoilers, as usual. It's kind of hard to avoid spoilers in movie reviews, but there's something more to this little town, because even though the crime rates were low, the amount of murders, or I mean accidental deaths, not murders, are you joking? Just accidents, happy little accidents, they're surprisingly high. And so Nicholas Angel sniffs out the problem. He finds out that there is some trouble brewing, that this cannot be an accident. And so he finds out that this town has a lot more to hide. And the movie kind of, the climax point of this movie is a big showdown. It's like a standoff where they all shoot guns at the bad people. And that was so epic, and Simon Pegg is so cool, and I wish I could date him. Did I like this movie more than Shaun of the Dead? Personally, no, I still prefer Shaun of the Dead. I watched Shaun of the Dead in October, so a tiny little more than a year ago. Since then, I watched it 4 more times, and I watched Hot Fuzz once, and tomorrow I'm going to watch it again. So I had to make a board that I can count how many times I watched each movie of the trilogy so far, and I have 5 times I watched Shaun of the Dead. I need to write that I've seen Hot Fuzz 2 times tomorrow once I get to that. And then next is The World's End, and I'm very excited for that because I've been kinning. If you don't know what that term means, it means he's just like me for real, basically. This character, I kin him. He's me, Gary King, in The World's End. I already know so much. I feel like I spoiled everything because I am not gonna say what happened, but I basically found out everything about The World's End. Tried not to, but I feel like I know a lot about it. I know that Gary King, he's an alcoholic. He wants to go to this pub crawl with his friends, and his friends don't want to. Super excited to watch The World's End. Don't know when I'm going to watch it, but stay tuned until I do. Also, another thing that I found really funny in Hot Fuzz, lots of great puns and silly jokes. Another funny gag that they had throughout the whole movie is that pretty much every single character had some kind of pun of a last name, and a lot of them were just like dirty jokes. Like, one of the characters was named P.I. Staker, Piss Taker, and Nicholas Angel makes a point out of it. He's like, your name is P.I. Staker, Piss Taker. And then the next scene, it just cuts to him apologizing to Mr. Staker, and it turns out to be a real guy. So this whole movie is just a joke, and a really good one at that. I absolutely recommend it. One of my friends that I watched this... Why is the camera so out of focus? There we go. Okay. So I watched it with 3 of my friends. One of them hasn't seen Shaun of the Dead. The other 2 have, and we all absolutely love them. But one of them said that she likes Hot Fuzz more than Shaun of the Dead. We disagreed with her. Shaun of the Dead is, in my opinion, better. But Hot Fuzz is still brilliant. Like, go watch it. Right now. But first, you haven't seen Shaun of the Dead, go watch that, then Hot Fuzz, then the World's End, because that's how they came out in the timeline of history, and my autism won't let me watch things out of order, even though if the order doesn't matter. Filming this a bit later, but I forgot, I forgot about the vocab word. In today's vocab word will be approbatory. Approbatory. It is an adjective, and it means expressing commendation and praise. And I am approbatory towards Hot Fuzz. It's a fun one. Fun movie. I appreciate it very much. This rant went on for long enough, so this video is over and out. Everbearkins over and out.